What's going on, y'all? So we about to start this new series called Worth Your Time Podcast. Today's guest, we got Jordan in the building. He's financial advisor, business owner, community leader. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
You definitely touched on the most important stuff. But I guess to add on to that, husband, father, definitely a leader, and just, here to help show people the things that they may not know that they can do, and also maybe motivate people who are kind of on the fence of like, I want to do this, but maybe they're in their own way, or in their own head. But I'm a firm believer of like, hey, if you just execute, you try, and you actually do, you will beat everybody who's just thinking, planning, and not making any moves. So yeah,
To kind of touch on that, they say that right now is the easiest time to become a millionaire. What is like your thoughts around that? How can people start making more money today?
Well, I definitely agree, because I can't think of another time in history where there was so many ways to make money. Like, there's a lot of ways to make money, and I think to answer your question of how to make more money in 2025, obviously that's a loaded question, right? And it can be answered many different ways, but the point I'm making is, to make more money in 2025, I would say you want to start with what you could do for free. Like, if you don't mind jumping on the phone, if you don't mind finding new people, if you don't mind sewing or creating, designs that might go on a t-shirt or a hoodie, I would say you should go that route, because when times get tough, you probably won't quit. Like, if you want to go and try to, all right, I'm gonna make $1 million, but you go a path where it's like you're not comfortable, you just gonna end up quitting. And I think that's the biggest thing that can basically derail any plan. Is like, oh, okay, this is tougher than I thought, so I'm just gonna do something else, or I need a break, and then that break ends up just being you never come back to it. So, for me, I would say, like, just thinking of my strengths, like using my knowledge to help people learn more of the things that will actually help them. And the funny thing is, like, me doing that, I wouldn't be selling any like information or knowledge. I wouldn't be, I'm gonna charge you $10,000 for mentorship, I'll tell you everything I know. It would more so be like, hey, let's set up time to meet, and I probably would do it like on a weekly basis or even monthly. But from there, now we have a series of events where we will be meeting, and now we can tackle anything we want to accomplish. And then 9 times out of 10, I'll be paid through my company. It's not like, all right, here's my fee. I don't work like that. Some people do, more power to them. But prime example, like, nowadays, if you post a video, or if you have a YouTube channel, you can make money off that. And I hear about that all the time. And you get paid for the views, you can get money through like sponsorship and ads. But it's like, come on now, like, can you really think of a time before 2025 where that's a thing and is no real barrier to entry? Like, there's nothing really stopping you to do it. I can't think of another year in history where that was prevalent. So I don't know, you tell me if you can think of anything that maybe I'm missing that, but who knows?
I think what separates now from then is like, now we have like we have access to information. So the information is there, whether that's through YouTube, ChatGPT, whatever a person wants to do. Whether that's you looking at what talents that you have, what things that you like to make a business out of, or if you want to go a professional route with like certain industries, maybe that's electrician, or whether that's digital marketing.
Yeah,
all of that information is there. You can find the information on the internet, go on YouTube University, but like there has to be some type of like obsession with whatever it is that the person wants. But it starts with a mindset, because if you don't have the right mindset, then you lost already. So like building up that mindset of, I know that the work that I'm going through, the things, the actions that I'm taking is going to be hard. Like, if you internalize the fact that it's going to be hard. Anything worth having is going to be hard to get. So like you have to have that mindset first, and then figure out what it is that you want to do, whether that's what you like to do, any type of talent that you have, or some type of professional career that you can leverage and use to make more money in 2025.
Yeah, I definitely want to kind of like dive deeper down the rabbit hole from, you know, what you just said. And prime example is like, there's a few ways that I'm thinking like, yeah, somebody can make a lot of money, but honestly, it is all about the mentality. Like if you don't have the right mentality, it's hard to do everything if you really think about it. But if you go into it knowing like, all right, I want to start a business. Maybe it's a digital marketing business, maybe it's this or that. But if you start the business knowing this will be hard, or this will be, you know, difficult for a certain amount of time, you are more likely like kind of stay the course. And I think what happens is people think like, oh, okay, so, you know, because we get sold the dream of like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, it's so easy. And then as soon as you start it and it's not easy, it's like, oh, this was a scam. And it's not that. It's like you said, if you really want something, more than likely, if it's really valuable and it's going to be worth your time, it shouldn't be easy. As a matter of fact, if it was easy, you should be suspicious. Like, wait a second, like, hold on, I just made $10,000 this month. One, why have I not been doing that? Two is like, is this gonna be sustainable? Maybe I got lucky. Like, I'm gonna start to get skeptical, but you know, let me kind of just carve out what I was talking to a younger person I know. He's a HVAC tech, and I met him through another younger person I know who's a plumber, right? So basically, it's like, you know, needed a plumber at my house, found a young man who is basically an apprentice to be a plumber, really good at what he does a ton of side work, right? So he's in school to become a plumber, but he knows enough to where now people trust him to come to their house and fix stuff. So he's fixing stuff. We build a relationship, and then now I need an HVAC tech. So I got a guy for you. So the HVAC tech comes to my house, helps me out. My AC was just like working too hard, so it stopped working, so to speak. Hooked me up, got me right, and I'm like, yo, you and your boy, matter of fact, let's just call them Jack and Joe. So just to keep the names out of it. So Jack is a plumber, Joe is the HVAC guy. So imagine Jack and Joe use their craft, their expertise to create their own business where now you got HVAC and plumbing under the same roof. Okay. And maybe they partner with other people that are like, you know, rub elbows with them, that, or you got a carpenter, you got a whatever. Here's the point I'm making. They will easily become billionaires. It's just a matter of time. And there's like probably a 5-step framework of how it will go. But the first thing is collaboration, because they both have skills that the other one doesn't, but they kind of go together.
For sure.
Like a plumber and an HVAC tech, that's essential for a lot of businesses, or just real estate. Like, hey, if I was a real estate developer and I bought land, I want to start to develop homes on it, I'm going to need them two people, right? I literally can't build any homes without, you know, HVAC. And then for anybody who doesn't know, that's heat, ventilation, air conditioning, and then the plumber. So like, they know what they're doing. And I'm like, listen, bro, all you got to do is create your business. The name doesn't matter. The colors, font, all of that stuff doesn't really matter. Just create it and make sure your digital presence is perfect. And I'm not even saying perfect. It's just, when people say plumber near me or plumbing services near me, can they find you? Do they see you in the first couple, you know, Google lines or whatever? And if that's the case, you will be making money hand over fist. And there's no real way to go out of business. Like, let's really think about it. Like, unless you go and you do bad work and
tarnish your reputation,
right? Like, but like these two people I'm talking about, Jack and Joe, they have good ethics and morals. So they come on time, they do a good job, they don't overcharge you. That's what every customer wants. They want somebody who's going to be reliable and trustworthy. Like, yeah, you might have came on time, yeah, you might know your craft, but you are purposely overcharging me. That's bad business.
For sure.
Right? So just to kind of go back to the story of Jack and Joe and how if they come together and say, this is our business.